Well, here we go, folks. March, I don't know, 17th? Yeah. And, yeah, they're in there. Still here. Boy, oh boy. Yeah, we learned a lot doing this. It works okay, but I won't do it again, I can tell you that. Now, I sure wasn't expecting to get sick for a month and a half and not be able to go outside. I mean, man, I had a rough 6 weeks there, and I didn't get anything done. I couldn't. I was just too sick. Anyhow, I'm starting to feel better now. And here it is, March 17th, or February 17th, I'm sorry. February 17th. So these chickens have been in this shop, you know, since November the 25th. So coming on of 4 months, dang near full grown. But I tell you what, it shows you what you can do if you run into a situation where you have to make do. And I think that's important, you know, when you're homesteading or farming or whatever you're doing in that arena, you have to make do sometimes. You don't have a choice. Let's face it, you know, sometimes the world throws things at you that you're not ready for, and you have to make do with it. We did. We made do. There's 50 chickens, 25 Black Ashford Lorpson, 25 Barred Rocks, and so far I have lost one in these almost 4 months, or almost 5 months, or 4 months. And the reason I lost that chicken was because it got stuck in between, I'll show you, right over here. It got in between the netting and that board. And the reason it did was because up on the top, the netting had come off and fallen down, and they'd made that loose down there. So the chicken got in between there and got stuck in that netting. Don't know what happened, but he didn't make it. So there you go. I mean, that's part of the deal. When you are the caretaker of live animals, you've got to deal with certain situations. Their well-being is utmost importance, of course, for various reasons. But I don't feel too bad as far as all that goes. I mean, this is the first time I've ever raised chickens since I was about 10 years old, and I'm doing it like this. And the reason I started them out in here is because 2 reasons. I didn't have the money to build a proper chicken coop outside, and I wanted the chickens. I knew I could put them in here, and I could just, kind of make something that would, do for them. They don't seem to be unhappy. They seem to be quite happy. They're being chickens. They're not beating each other up. I don't have any chickens with any, marks on them from other chickens picking on them. They seem to be managing, getting along just fine. So I'm not, I'm not terribly worried about it. Could they go outside? Not right now, because there's a bunch of snow on the ground. So there you go. They're still not quite ready for 6 inches of snow, which we got yesterday. And again, that shows you never know what you're going to get, You have a nice winter, not too bad, a few cold days, but nothing terrible. And then you get 6 inches of snow. For here in northeast Oklahoma, that's how it goes. You just know, you get 6 inches of snow. Maybe you get a foot of snow. Maybe you don't get any. But you do have to be prepared for inclement weather of any kind, whether it's ice, snow, wind, hail, and extreme heat, which we get here as well. All of the above. And we'll see how that goes in the next 6 months. As a matter of fact, I don't know if I've mentioned this in any of my videos, but I am going to be quitting my job. March 30th will be my last day. So, you know, this is kind of my kickoff here for the farming deal, which I'm going to be stepping out in. So if anybody's watching out there, that's what's going on. I'm quitting my job. I'm cutting loose the reins of society, and I'm going wild. So I got chickens right now. I'm gonna get a bunch more chickens. We're gonna raise chickens, you know, for meat and eggs, and we're gonna do goats and sheep and pigs, and we're going to raise vegetables and everything else. And my wife, she's into soaps. She does them now, soaps, candles, and we'll do herbs and whatnot. And we're gonna, you know, do the whole diversified farming operation, and kind of one of them things. We're going to throw it all at the wall and kind of see what sticks, and what works good for us we'll stick with, and what doesn't we'll move on. But the idea, you know, is to be as clean farm as possible, you know. So we're not going to have, well, hopefully, we want to go as organic as possible. Not worried about the name organic so much, but I want to kind of, head in that direction. I want my animals pasture raised, and I might do some foddering with some grass, barley, and wheat and whatnot. But there's not going to be any antibiotics. There's not going to be any the old saying, growth hormones. I don't even know if they use them anymore, but we don't want to use medicated feeds. We want to use as organic as possible, and we will head in that direction to kind of do that deal. So that's what's going on. Quitting the old job after over 30 years of working. 27 years on this job, 4 years in the Marine Corps, and about a year in the steel company. So 32 years, I guess, of labor-intensive work, and well, I shouldn't say labor-intensive, not the last 25 years, or 20 years, 25. But, yeah, indentured servitude in the military, and now I'm cutting the reins. We're going to go au natural. I believe it'll work. I don't see why not. Humanity, mankind, has been living off the land for who knows how long, dare I say. For all you, my Christian brothers and sisters out there, and I believe in Jesus, but all my Christian brothers and sisters out there are really, hardcore guys, I would say, yeah, mankind's been doing this for 6,000 years. And the rest of you, probably a little 200,000 years, and some of you, maybe 1,000,000 years or better, who knows. I'm good with all that. Don't matter to me. We're gonna raise animals and grow crops and food that's going to be good for people. That's really the point. I want people to be able to get their hands on quality food that they can trust. Even looking at this, I don't know how people would feel about this, but truth is, this isn't what I'm going to be selling. These are mine. This is an experiment. This is just something I did. These won't be going to the farmer's market. These won't be, the animals that I'm, doing in the proper fashion. This isn't exactly that. This was just something that I had to do to get out of my system before I retired. So here you go. So anybody who watches this in the years to come, who may be a customer of mine, this isn't what you're getting, folks. This is just Just a little experiment of mine. I say experiment, but you know, you got to give it a go. Give it a little try. We raised a couple of sheep and a couple of goats. And I figured I better do this. And I enjoy coming out here. You know, it's like going to the gym and working out, as you can see. We do a little bit of that around here. But it's difficult sometimes to get there. A lot of you may know. If you're going to the gym or to your yoga place or your gym or karate or jiu-jitsu, whatever you do, the hardest part is getting there. But once you get there, you have a great time. And it's the same thing, you know, that I'm starting to get with. I mean, I just put in a 12-hour day today, so when I came home, I had to stop off and order pizza and, you know, all that and buy a beer. But I was like, I don't really want to go down and feed them chickens. So I put the water in it, you know, I filled up the water, and I came down here, and you sit down and you feed them, and then you realize how much you enjoy it. So I think it's kind of the same principle. You got to do it, and you love it. Once you do it, you got, you know, ain't nothing to it but to do it. That's what my dad always said. Ain't nothing to it but to do it. But anyway, there you go, folks. I'm at 11 and a half minutes, so almost 12 minutes. I don't think I can put this up on YouTube. So I want to put this one out now that I'm feeling better. Look out. There'll be more videos. Thanks for watching. And this is the Okie Farmer signing out. Adios.